What WWE superstar would ever give up their main event WrestleMania spot? CM Punk's pipe bomb gets better and better and ages like finer and finer, the most expensive wine in the world, every day. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 5. If you want to see me talk about the Chiefs and the 49ers going to the Super Bowl, click on this time right here. But I have to get off my chest first what exactly just happened last night, February 2nd, Friday night on SmackDown. The Rock finally was face-to-face with Roman Reigns. I know what I've said in the past. I know how I feel about it, and what the things that I've said, I've kind of gone back and forth with it. And I think overall I do want to see it, but I think they did it at the wrong time. Not even necessarily at the wrong time. I think just storyline-wise, they just completely fucked it up. Cody Rhodes looks so weak and so flat out cucked, honestly, because you spent 2 full years building Cody Rhodes up to have this monumental win over Roman Reigns. And not just Roman Reigns, to finish his story. He has a fucking tagline called Finish the Story. And the story is, he's even said it himself on the show, the story is winning the WWE Championship and beating Roman Reigns. I think those two together is his story. So they spent 2 full years, and I'm going to be straight up honest with you. The Rock is my guy. The Rock is my favorite wrestler of all time. This title, this World Heavyweight Championship, funny enough, has The Rock's nameplate on it. My childhood hero is The Rock. I can probably recite 95% of all of The Rock's promos, dating back all the way to 1998. I've watched his matches so many fucking times. I have rooted for The Rock my whole life. And for once, I feel like I'm turning my back on The Rock. Because I sat and I watched this product for 2 full years. I haven't been into wrestling, like, legitimately since I was a little kid, like 10 years old maybe. And then when The Rock came back, I was really into it. But as soon as he left, I was out. 10 full years I haven't been in watching every show, watching the pay-per-views, watching SmackDown. But like the last 2 years, Roman Reigns got me back into wrestling. I'm not going to lie to you. The story was just so compelling. I always followed it and kept up with it on social media. So like they got me back into it. So I watched Cody Rhodes, a guy who I don't necessarily care for, or I didn't care for a long time. I appreciate him. I appreciate what he's done. He's the reason why AEW is working, and I think he's part of the reason why wrestling is as good as it is today. But they brought him back, and I was always like, whatever about him. Like, I get why people love him, but to me, it was never that much. But we watched him for 2 full years, do this amazing comeback story. He had a fucking excellent main event with Roman Reigns last year at WrestleMania 39. I just think the ending could have been a bit better. But I'm okay with Roman winning. I get it. I actually like it because it built up an even better story for his comeback. And we spent this whole year versus a guy who's not even there anymore, Brock Lesnar, who we can't even really talk about right now. Have 3 good matches with him. Then he was kind of in filler land, la la land with Shinsuke. And he was building himself back up. He was rebuilding his stock, which I don't think ever left him. His loss to WrestleMania 39 only made more people get behind him. And even to the Royal Rumble, I honestly thought CM Punk was going to win. Once Cody won, I was like, you know what? I get it. That's a cool moment. That's awesome. He even pointed to fucking Roman Reigns. He pointed to the sign and then turns and points to Roman like, I'm coming for you. And in that moment, that's when I was like, you know what? I like this shit. I like Cody Rhodes. I'm rooting for Cody Rhodes. I put all my stock into Cody. And even on the Monday night show, Seth Rollins came in and basically challenged Cody. And he gave up some legitimate, understandable points. I could see why logically it would make sense for even Seth to bring that up and bring that offer, bring that challenge. At least it made sense. And I think Cody was like, yeah, I'll think about it. But like, it's one of those things where like you tell your friends like, yeah, I'll think about it, knowing damn well you're not going to go to the event. But then Roman Reigns comes out. Roman Reigns put Seth Rollins and the World Heavyweight Championship into its place. There's not a single thing I disagreed with Roman Reigns. He doesn't work all the shows. He doesn't have to work all the shows. That is the number 1 title. Roman Reigns is the number 1 guy. Roman Reigns brings in the most money. Roman Reigns is the guy. And Roman Reigns spent 10 minutes absolutely destroying Seth Rollins, absolutely destroying the World Heavyweight Championship. Basically saying, you're my little fucking brother. You ain't shit. You can't beat me. Everybody who's challenged you can't beat me. I've proven my worth. I don't have to be here every week. I still make the most money not showing up to work. So you can carry the company all you want or as much as you think. You get hurt. You can't beat me. Nobody's beating me. That is the 2nd title. That is the little brother title. That is the, well, damn here. Since you're bitching so much, here's a title for you. Let's just make up a title so you have something because I'm not here. He put down that title so bad, but in like such a good way. Like, yeah, we all agree. And you're telling me that Cody Rhodes stood in the back, listened to all that, listening to Roman Reigns shit on Seth, shit on that title, and basically say, if you want a challenge for that title, go ahead. You're just competing for number 2. Like, you can win it, and you could be the guy behind me. You ain't the quarterback. You're the backup quarterback. You're telling me Cody Rhodes, with his whole finish the story, I got to win the title that my dad never had. I got to do it for my dad. I fought and bled and scratched and crawled to get all the way back to here. First time back-to-back Royal Rumble winner since Stone Cold Steve Austin. To come out, say it basically again, my story is still winning that championship, beating you, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to step aside and look like a fucking weakling and let Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson come out and step right over me. Hasn't wrestled in 11 years. Right to the main event. CM Punk's pipe bomb gets better and better and ages like finer and finer, the most expensive wine in the world, every day. Especially the past week with Vince McMahon and now with The Rock. That promo, if not more relevant now than it even was back then 11 years ago. And my problem isn't with The Rock versus Roman. I think that should happen. I think that is the biggest match currently right now that you could possibly make. And I get why they would do it, but to push away a 2-year build and really a 4.5-year story with the bloodline, you're pushing it all the way for The Rock to come in to just lose at WrestleMania 40. On top of it not making sense, The Rock literally walks in, shakes Cody's hand, gives him a hug, says some heartfelt message, which you clearly see Cody's heart break. Which that right there was the moment where I was like, damn, that's gotta fucking suck, man. Cody's heart shatters in the ring right on live TV, and you see it in his eyes. You see it in his face. The Rock just walked in and just pushed him right aside. So that promo with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, Cody Rhodes was right. He's much more CM Punk than CM Punk is CM Punk, if that makes a lot of sense. 11 years later, Cody Rhodes is now, instead of getting the John Cena treatment, he's getting the CM Punk treatment. Because I don't think we're getting the triple threat. As of this recording, February 3rd, nothing is officially announced yet. There could be something. The fact that it's probably going to happen, it's a slap in the face to dedicated fans. It's a slap in the face to Cody Rhodes. I'm sure Cody Rhodes feels devastated. I felt so bad for him walking out of the ring. You could just see the pain on his face. And while in the moment it was super cool, it was intense to have The Rock come out, don't even say words, just face-to-face with Roman. I get it. It's cool. But I think it was a deeper decision than just The Rock versus Roman and money. I think they did that because of the whole Vince thing and the whole Brock Lesnar thing. I think they wanted to try to put WWE back in a brighter light than in a darker light. Yeah, I see both sides. And I have that problem with a lot of things. I always see the sides on both, and it makes decisions harder even for me. I don't know if that was the time, and I don't know what they're going to do. And I think it's really, really stupid storyline-wise and just in general for having Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins again. Seth Rollins is 0-3 versus Cody Rhodes. I would have much rather seen Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania because I think Drew is fucking cooking right now as a heel. And it helps because if Drew is a heel champion and Cody would be the WWE champion, he's a good guy. I think it's good balance if you have a heel champion and a babyface champion. It just doesn't make any sense. Cody won the Rumble and is saying, nah, I'm not going to face Roman Reigns, even though that's what I've been talking about for 2 years. To then compete against Seth Rollins, who he's beaten already 3 times. We've seen it already. I don't think we need to see another one. And trust me, we've seen Drew McIntyre versus Seth a lot. I think with the injury, I think what they could have done is put Sami Zayn, Drew, and Seth in a triple threat. You get to keep your triple threat tradition of every 10 years and have Drew come out on top. And you can have Drew beat Sammy. You don't have to have Seth lose. And I think it would have worked out. Seth could have went away for a little bit, set up CM Punk versus Drew when he comes back. Because now Cody Rhodes is in really fucking La La Land. And if Cody wins, him and Roman go at it at SummerSlam, I don't want to see the titles combined. Because then what happens? Do you combine it to then split it again? Like, I hate when they do that. I like having 2 champions. I think it works. Because the schedule is different. Roman Reigns barely shows up as it is. So having a second world title works. If Roman won, he would have 2 titles, and he would just never be there. And if Cody wins, then he has 2 titles, and it's just dumb. I don't know. I just don't get it. I think the other decision that they wanted was they want Roman Reigns to beat Hulk Hogan's record, which I'm cool with. Roman needs to lose that title at WrestleMania. He's just so big now that the only justifiable way is for him to lose it at WrestleMania, at a WrestleMania. So maybe we get Cody versus Roman at 41. I don't know. I have such bigger issues because I'm such a Rock fan, is just the reports that have been coming out. It's just not a good look seeing that The Rock was part of the board announced this week. And then in the same week, he comes out and he's just in the main event of WrestleMania. That's politics, man. That's not a good look for him. It's not. And I don't like that at all. I was hyped in the moment because just seeing that, like, the magnitude of it all is cool and the crowd was hot. That's the initial crowd because it's just like, holy shit, The Rock is here. We could easily get another Batista type of run. We could get another type of the fans turning on things. And we've already seen it once in Philly, which is where WrestleMania 40 is, with The Rock and Roman Reigns getting booed out of the fucking building. Who's to say that's not going to happen again? Like, I'm genuinely debating selling my tickets because I could probably make a shit ton of money now. I could probably double my ticket prices. And two, I don't want to be there if the crowd's going to turn on them. I really don't. It's just going to ruin the moment. And while it's historic, I don't want to take the risk of my money being wasted on a crowd that's going to hate it. It's just weird because Cody's supposed to be the babyface. Cody is supposed to be the top good guy in the WWE. And he's been fighting for so long for that one spot, Cody versus Roman 2. So to see him step aside like that, it makes him and his character look very weak. Maybe noble, but weak. What fucking WWE superstar would ever give up their main event WrestleMania spot? That's what everybody dreams of. And yes, he's had one already. But why would you give that up? Cody is supposed to be our hero, quote unquote. The kid's hero. A noble man that fights and, yeah, he might do the right thing, but I don't think giving The Rock the main event is the right thing to do. He's supposed to be a hero to the kids, like John Cena, all that. Like, you don't see Superman step aside to make sure Shazam gets his fucking spot. You don't see Goku getting cucked by Piccolo. And I think WWE just made a very quick decision. And I've seen that they're saying that they want to save WrestleMania. I don't think The Rock is going to save it. When The Rock came back 10 years ago to fight Cena for the first time, or 12 years ago, whatever it was, WWE's in a rough place. They're in a weird place, and so was The Rock. The Rock's movie career was not what it was now. This was right before it really took off, and I think WWE helped that. And I don't think the roster was as deep as it is now. They needed that match, and it was the perfect time to do it. WWE is making more money than it's ever made. The roster itself is fucking absolutely stacked from top to bottom. You could argue with your mother because you cannot tell me that WWE right now on both shows doesn't have at least 4 main eventers. And I think Raw has more. They don't need saving right now. I think like 57,000 tickets are already sold for WrestleMania. They didn't need that saving. Nothing is in place yet. They have not officially announced The Rock versus Roman. I would much rather see some type of angle where somebody literally slaps Cody in the fucking face and basically says, wake up. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Go get your title. And The Rock is involved in some type of way. Even if he's involved with Roman losing, I'm cool with that, which sets up next year, but they want to do it right now. And I just think that's just very disappointing. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to speak about it until I literally slept on it. In the moment, it was cool, but I knew people were going to be pissed off at it. And it seems like a lot of people are because it is now the most disliked YouTube video on WWE's channel. It's been a day. If that doesn't speak to you, then I don't know what does. And I love The Rock. I want to see it happen. 40 years of WrestleMania, and you're going to have a very lackluster main event where you know the winner. You know what's going to happen. There's no way The Rock wins. And if he does win, that's even worse for everything. The Rock should not win. This should be his retirement match and get out. But if he won, holy shit, we would be in such a bad place. Like, very bad. And I say that being one of The Rock's biggest fans. That could not happen. They panicked when CM Punk got hurt, and this was their outcome because I think they wanted to save their own ass, having no Brock, having no CM Punk, and then turning the attention away from Vince McMahon into more so, look at The Rock. The Rock is back. Don't look at the, sex trafficking. Don't look at all that. The Rock is back, and he's going to fight Roman finally. 3 years too late. So it's just, this WrestleMania has become very predictable. Bayley's going to beat Io Sky. LA Knight is probably going to beat Logan Paul. Cody Rhodes is probably going to beat Seth Rollins. And Roman Reigns is going to beat The Rock. It's like the only championship that might be retained is maybe Gunther, which he's in like limbo. And then you still got Damian Priest, who is the dumbest WWE superstar on the roster besides Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes right now and Damian Priest are the two dumbest current WWE superstars in story-wise. Because Cody just gave up everything. And Damian Priest didn't cash in when Seth announced that he was hurt, which is hilarious to me. Make it a triple threat with Drew, Damian Priest, and fucking Seth. And then Seth gets pinned, and then you do a program with Drew and Priest. I don't know. They're in a weird limbo right now. WrestleMania 40 just got pretty predictable. So I think that's very upsetting. And I don't know what's going to happen, but now Cody Rhodes is now officially the new CM Punk. And I feel very bad for him. I really do. That broke my heart last night. He couldn't even control his emotions. He couldn't hide it. Somebody else said it. Cody wears his emotions on his sleeve. And it's just so apparent that he is hurt. He's heartbroken about this, and a lot of people are. And I get it. I totally get it. Like I said, I see both sides, and I know what I've said. But now that it's like going in the direction where people thought it would, it's very disappointing, honestly. And it kind of sucks. And the worst part is, I forgot to say this, the worst part is that if you have one main eventer who's there all the time and a part-timer, it can work. When both of your main event attraction are both part-timers, that's a problem. They're not even going to be on the fucking show next week. Like, are you kidding me? That's what bothers me. It's just so stupid. Because now we have no champion and your main event opponent isn't even there. So what are we going to do for the next 2 months? They're going to show up maybe 2 or 3 times before WrestleMania. I'm not buying it. I don't get it. Nothing's official yet, but you kind of see the writing on the wall. And I don't know what to do. I just feel really bad for Cody. Eventually he'll get his chance, but I think you got to strike the what is it? You got to strike the iron while it's hot or something like that. I think it was Cody's time, and I think The Rock just screwed him over. And I think there was some politics involved where The Rock literally used his power to get in the way, which, if true, that's very selfish and very, very shitty for The Rock, and I don't really agree with it. The worst part is that I'm also a football fan, and the problem with that is in the other quote-unquote main event in the Super Bowl, we are getting a Super Bowl that we didn't want to see. We're getting the rematch of 2019 pre-COVID 49ers versus Chiefs, except the worst part is that now you got Taylor Swift involved. Yeah, we're going there. My issue isn't with Taylor Swift. It is the amount of pushing her down my throat that she has caused. It is the constant forced of Taylor Swift content into my body. I have unfollowed probably half of the social media accounts that I have been following for fucking years, since I was in like high school, because Taylor Swift is all over it and I can't stand it. Do I think Taylor Swift is a bad person? No. She's not doing anything wrong, but her existence is bothering me. And I'm not going to lie. The Chiefs are already obnoxious. I've made a plethora of videos about Jackson Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' brother, who's a scumbag. I actually don't mind Travis Kelce, but he's becoming very arrogant, and I'm sure he's tired of the attention as well. He's annoying too. And then Mahomes is just the biggest fucking complainer of all time. I understand why people think the NFL is rigged. The second that Taylor Swift and Kelce announced that they were dating, it's been unbearable ever since. The Chiefs have gotten calls all the time. I know that, but it's been fucking pretty ridiculous this year. I'm a Jets fan, so I don't get a lot of victories. I don't get a lot of happy things in football. But like when the Jets almost beat the Chiefs and we got cheated, I was fucking pissed. And there's been a couple games this year where the Chiefs have won on some bullshit. And it was just so sketchy when at one point the NFL was posting in their bio how many wins the Chiefs have had since Taylor Swift has been involved. And it's like shit like that is fucking shady. I do think that NFL wants more than nothing than to see Kelce and Swift kiss under some confetti winning the Super Bowl, and maybe Kelce proposes. I know that's what they want, but it's just like, come the fuck on, man. And then on the other side, you got the 49ers who are always so close to winning, and they always screw it up. And it's like our last hope is Brock Purdy, another person that people don't like, which I don't agree with. I like Brock Purdy. I think he's a solid quarterback. He has a great team, but he also does his part. He makes a lot of great throws, a lot of good decisions that will go completely unnoticed to people that don't understand what the fuck they're watching. So I like Brock Purdy. I think he's a solid quarterback. He's excellent, and he's under great care with Kyle Shanahan. I hate Super Bowl rematches. I don't like them. People don't want to see them. And overall, I think in media and stuff like that, the two most disliked teams are the 49ers and the Chiefs, and just no one wants to see it. So the fact that they have to forcefully root for the 49ers because they just hate the Chiefs even more sucks. And it's just a scary thought of the Chiefs winning again, because Kansas City fans, I'm not going to lie to you, are fucking unbearable. They've never won anything. So when they finally do win, they're obnoxious. And then all of a sudden you have people that just out of nowhere like the Chiefs. And I know this happens with every sports team that randomly becomes good and becomes a dynasty. You got like random fans out of the sewers that were like, oh yeah, I've been a Chiefs fan my whole life. It's like, tell me exactly who Dwayne Bowe is. Tell me who Jamal Charles is. Like, you don't know those people. You weren't there. It happens with every sport. It's just so annoying and so embarrassing and so unbearable. I don't think the NFL is rigged. I don't think that there's an agenda, but it's just so sketchy when shit like that happens. And I get it. I get why people think shit is rigged. I get why people think that it's all a sham. Nobody wants to see this. I might not even watch the Super Bowl this year, and that's sad. I don't care who wins. It would be cool to see Christian McCaffrey win a ring. I would like to see the 49ers win more than the Chiefs, but at the same time, it's like, If they win, whatever. If they lose, it's even worse. So you just got to kind of root for the fucking 49ers. It's just a Super Bowl that no one wants to see. America wanted Ravens versus Lions, and they didn't win. And I know there's fans of the Chiefs that are going to watch this. There's fans of The Rock that are going to watch this. There's fans of Roman that are going to watch this. There's fans of the 49ers that are going to watch this. There might even be fans of Taylor Swift that watch this, and they're all going to say, oh, cry about it, fucking fat loser. It's just an opinion. It doesn't really matter. Just like it's just your opinion. I'm just telling you my opinion. So don't get so mad about it. I'm just telling you my issues with it. It just sucks because in sports it's real. So it's just like they're just one of the best teams. There's nothing you can do about it. Patrick Mahomes is already a Hall of Famer. I've said that multiple times already. He is undoubtedly already a Hall of Famer. Will he be better than Brady? I don't know. He's 0-2 versus Brady. Yikes. And I fucking hate Brady. Well, I used to hate Brady. I appreciated him in his later years, but as a Jets fan, he terrorized me forever. So you got me sitting here fucking defending Brady. The two biggest things that are important to me, I don't want to watch necessarily, and that sucks. The Cody thing, I would be okay with it if it made sense in story. If they somehow intertwined The Rock being involved with Cody, I could get behind it. It would make sense. But for Cody to do all this just to be like, yep, nope, here's Dwayne. Here you go. Have fun. Like, it makes no sense storyline-wise. And then in football-wise, it's just the best team is going to win. I would love to hear what you guys have to think and say about it because I'm sure I can't be the only one. Thank you so much for watching this show. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.